Hey everyone, this is Keyblade007, and we got a new Organization 13 event. This time we have Lexaeus. The event lasts from May 13th to May 19th, as usual, 13th to 19th. The 13 event arrives on the 13th of every month. This month featured Organization 13 member is number 5, the silent hero, Lexaeus. I don't know what's a hero about him, he's a bad guy. 13 quests will be available during this period. By completing these quest objectives, you can earn prizes such as the exclusive Lexaeus B medal, the Lexaeus style avatar part, and more. So what he does is he's a 5 gauge, single target, reverse red, thank you God, power medal, tier 3 as usual. He deals 11 hits, inflicts more damage the higher the slot number, which means the lower, like 5 instead of 1. He's basically Xaldin B for red, which is great. He has the same multiplier, same exact thing with going on the last slot. Now I gotta tell you, these quests are not that hard except for maybe the last two. You need a little RNG. The basic premise of these quests is to complete without having to continue and defeat within X amount of turns. That's it. On the complete without having to continue, you have to watch out for enemies that attack you initially, so just be wary of that. If you have some defense boost or second chance more to the later part, you should be fine. Let's start this off. Organization 13, number 5. Lexaeus, number 1. Complete without having to continue, you get a Huey, Dewey, Louie. Without having to continue again, you get a Louie. And finally, without having to continue, and you get 20 jewels. And the 20 jewels is for every single quest, so I'm just going to skip that one from now on. Gargoyle Knight, level 25. I'll be using this build, the Divine Rose, for the most part. The shared metal really doesn't matter too much. So as you see, he's going to attack me, but these are mad weak enemies. It usually is 2 sets of enemies and then the target for this kind. And usually Volt or one in the middle will attack you. Okay, so here's your reward screenshot, 20 jewels, Louie, and Huey, Dewey, Louie. Moving on to Lexaeus Part 2. Complete within 1 turn, Mirror, complete within 1 turn, Huey, and complete within 1 turn again, the 20 jewels. Morningstar, level 50. As I said before, the complete within 1 turn ones is just 1 enemy usually. And there's no initial getting hit. It's easy. And your reward screenshot, 20 jewels, Huey, and a magic mirror. Moving on to Lexaeus Part 3. Complete within 2 turns, you get your first Lexaeus B medal. Complete within 2 turns again. It's basically all the same objective for each one. And you get a Dewey and then 20 jewels. Enraged Elk, level 75. Now you will fight this guy later on in the thing. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed, every enemy is power based. So be aware of that. So get your strong magic builds or your single target builds to do with waft damage, like no attribute stuff, like the King, Donald, and Goofy, for example, like I have shared. Here's your rewards, 20 jewels, Dewey, and a Lexaeus B medal, the first one. Moving on to Part 4. Complete without having to continue throughout. Huey, Dewey, Louie, Louie, and 20 jewels. Hammer frame, level 100. So thematically, it seems like this fits with Lexaeus, I guess, because he's just a silent power guy, and everyone's just strong and power based, and it just punch you really hard, I guess, type of thing. I guess that's what they were going for, thematic wise. Like that, it's just all power, like him, and everything just is strong, I guess. And you just gotta outpower their power. Like I said, that's my interpretation of this theme. The world they picked is a little lazy, but it works. Here you go, 20 jewels, Louie, and Huey, Dewey, Louie. Moving on to Part 5. Complete within 1 turn, another Lexaeus B medal, then you get Huey and 20 jewels. Fat Bandit 125. So you see we're zooming through this probably in record time compared to any other organization quest. $20 jewels, Huey and Lexaeus B. Moving on to part 6. Complete within 2 turns throughout. Mirror, Dewey, 20 jewels, Cerberus level 150. So you see the pattern. Whenever it's complete within a amount of turns, it's usually a target enemy. And that's it. Just one target. And I remember when Cerberus at that level gave me trouble. Good times. Not really. Alright, 20 jewels, Dewey, Magic Mirror. Part 7. Complete would have to continue throughout. You get a mirror, a Louis, and another 20 jewels. Armed Warrior, level 175. So remember, whenever it's complete would have to continue, you have the enemies that are going to provocatively attack you with the caution. As you see right there. Only one of those kind of enemies can actually kill you in one shot. Well, depending on your power, but even advanced users like myself will die without like defense boost 3 or a second chance to survive. This guy's dangerous. Well, not for me, but like maybe for you guys, he could be quite dangerous because you don't expect it, but he tramples you with like a billion versions of himself. In the multiplayer, when you encounter him, he does like only 1, so it's not a big deal. This guy just has so little health, I'm not even going to use my attack, because Nova kills. 20 Jews, Louis, and Magic Mirror. Moving on to part 8. Complete within 1 turn, Lexaeus B, then you get a Huey and 20 jewels. Ringmaster level 200, and yes, this guy always has that stupid counter on him. The number above the circus leader gets smaller as you attack. Once it reaches 0, the monster will try to lower your attribute-based defense. Prepare wisely. So be aware of these guys. Luckily, he doesn't have a ton of health, so you should be able to take him out quite easily. $20 jewels, Huey and Lexaeus B. Alright, we're up to quest number 9, complete within 2 turns, and you get the beautiful hair for Lexaeus, for girl and boy, and you also get 20 jewels. Behemoth level 225. So you see he has a ton of health. That's a lot of bars to take out, but we can definitely do it. Can I 1-turn him? Maybe, but I definitely can 2-turn him, so that's what we need to do. So use a little Nova, take him down a few chunks. General defense down works really good against a lot of health. So basically what my Key Art 3 does, if you want to use like I Ansem or the Mickey and Minnie, that'll work really good to stop him. And I 1-turned him. Nice. You get 20 jewels and the 2 Lexaeus style avatar parts for the boy and girl. Moving on to quest number 10. Complete would have to continue. You get a Lexaeus B medal. Again, you also get, for the same reward, Louis Plane, and you get 20 jewels. Wandering Spook level 250. The number above the spooky spectre gets smaller as you attack. Once it reaches 0, watch out, it turns into 1 angry apparition. That's a very tongue-twistery type of thing going on there. So you might remember this guy. Oh yeah, this is one of those missions where you have to watch out because you will get hit first, as you saw. So yeah, I think it is the first 2 enemies only. The target doesn't do it. So you gotta deal with the Ringmaster before you can even get to the Wandering Spook. He doesn't have a lot of health, you just gotta watch your hits, because each hit will make that counter go down. But he's not strong enough to kill me, so even if I do manage to knock his hits down to 0, I don't think he'd kill me. But, easy. So yeah, you might remember this guy from that 500, he was a 500 level, and you had to beat him and a bunch of copies of him to get one magic gem. It was a quest that most players in NA couldn't even do, but he's dead, so. And your rewards are the following: 20 jewels, Louis, and Lexaeus B. Moving on to number 11, we're starting to get a little tougher. The last two are probably going to be more of a luck-based type of thing, or random number generator type of thing. So this one is still pretty doable. Alright, play within 1 turn for all 3, Lexaeus B medal, Huey, and 20 jewels. Giga Shadow, level 275. This will also be the last one I'm going to use the Divine Rose on, because I need to be a little more single target mentality for the next ones. This is just one enemy, so you don't have to worry about the caution thing or crowds. And he doesn't even have a lot of health. So a good single target medal would probably murder him. If you have a Ursula, that would probably kill him with some other strong hitter. And here you go, 20 jewels, Huey, and Lexaeus B. Okay, now this is where things get really difficult. This is probably harder than mission 13, as it usually is. 12 is usually the hardest one in most of these kind of missions. Play within 2 turns, you get a Lexaeus B, get a Dewey, and you get 20 jewels. Dewey Durandal, level 300. Okay, so this monster is a double trouble. Not only does it have a lot of HP, it also paralyzes its foes. Recover your HP on the double. So I have this particular build. I Kyrie, because she recovers HP and has defense boost 3, so this is general up 6, 3, and 3 because I have no extra on anything. This is down defense 2, kind of like I Ansem, but without the hurting my life part. Second chance and health restoration, a necessary thing, and this is my main damager. And I'm going to take my friend's medal because it has AB3, AP plus, and Lux plus. Max would be better, but it does have extra 40% and strength. So it's really good at doing what it needs to do. So as soon as you start this fight, you're going to notice a big 4 on top of his health bar. What this means is each metal attack you do will bring it down by 1. I'm going to get it where my Nova brings it up to down to 0, like right now. This way Kyrie is there to heal me when he does a preemptive attack and paralyzes me. Now as long as nothing gets skipped, because even though you're paralyzed, you could still avoid the whole getting metal skipped by a little RNG. Unfortunately, you just saw me lose my shared metal, which has extra. Extra on this guy is kind of dangerous because the more metal attacks you do, the more chances he's going to hit you back and paralyze you to miss attacks. Now if I can get this last one, there we go. Finally killed him. If you didn't realize, this was like my 10th try trying to film this for you guys. And here's your rewards, your 20 jewels, Dewey, and your Lexaeus B. So as you see, that was incredibly difficult. I can still get a medal skipped, but you can still somehow get out of it if you only get like 1 medal skipped, because you have 2 whole turns to do it. It's a real pain in the ass, this fight. Prepare yourself, be really strong and resilient. Second chance is a must because you're going to get hit a lot. Defense boost is a must. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Alright, moving on. The final mission, number 13. Complete would have to continue for all 3. You get your Lexaeus B medal, a title, and 20 jewels. And we got to fight the Iron Giant, level 350, from the multiplayer. So we're going to be using the exact same build. Same with this. Alright, here we go. The last enemies. The first one has a buffer of 3 PSM. Easily taken down. This is the kind of mission where you take your time. There's no set objective. Just don't continue. As long as you find a way to survive, you should be able to beat it no matter how strong you are. Stuff like Vexen, the young metals, like young Sora, Riku, and Kairi, they can help with that. You need second chance to survive that initial caution hit if defense boost doesn't save you. This guy is the only caution enemy here, and the last of the Lexaeus ones. He's extremely dangerous. Because he made me use my second chance, I'm forced to use my Nova to one-turn him. I cannot risk getting killed by him again. And the Iron Giant is our final boss. He has plus 93 health, no buffers, thank God, but he is strong enough to pretty much kill you in one hit every time without a defense boost proccing. And if he does his 1-2 combo, that's probably enough to murder you in general, and you need second chance to save you at that point. Because I have to waste my Nova, I can't bring him down as fast as normal, and now I gotta worry about RNG to save my ass. Okay, so that's good. We want to have stuff like that happen where he does a simple one attack and defense boost saves our health. If that happens enough, we can beat him. If not, back to the grind. Alright, with those APs, it's looking good for my gauge. Should be able to pull another one of these attacks out. Alright, if I could survive this next, I think I could kill him on this turn. Alright, if this procs, it might kill him. Oh, thank you, God. Over 10 tries for this for you guys. Your final prizes: 20 jewels, your title Lexaeus B, and your title is number 5. That was many tries. Here is the Lexaeus avatar hairstyle with his organization coat and face, and I think that's the closest I can get to the skin tone, so I just wanted to show that off. Alright, so here we are. Let's guilt this asshole after we talk about him. So the 5-star deals 7 hits, and look at that multiplier. He has a 2.96 multiplier when he is in, I guess, in the highest slot, like, which means lower numbers. But at higher slot numbers, which means lower slots, it's confusing the way they word it. It's 4.23. That's going to go up as we dot him. And he has a cool attack called Fiery Impact. Again, this will get you plus 5 when you turn him into a 6-star guilt. So the trait I'm hoping to roll is extra, because I'm going to put a dampener for his gauge on. Alright, strength is also good, but if we roll extra, I'm switching it out. Alright, so he's max dotted. We can't dot anymore. We gotta evolve him. Looks pretty cool. And now we swap to the other Lexaeus. Doesn't look like we're getting extra. I have only 2 more chances to get extra. Wow, it's literally the same trait on both of them. One had max HP twice, and the other one had max gauges twice. So when we combine them, our only hope is literally just combining them for the trait roll. Alright, so we're going to use this guy who has strength as the base, because I'm not losing strength. And we're going to guilt them. We're in a guilt campaign right now, so I'm not worried about guilting him, because the lowest, again, could be 70. Hopefully we don't get a 70 like the last few. 91. Alright, seems like a lot of people are getting 90, and he is my 900th Nova point. So that's also awesome. And last chance for extra. If not, I'll be satisfied with strength. Nope, I'm going to keep strength. So that's Lexaeus. Let's max level him out. Alright, now that he's max leveled, take a look. His damage multiplier went from 344 and to 4.71, which is the same as Xaldin B. He deals 11 hits now, inflicts more damage the higher the slot number. So this is basically Xaldin B for red. He's probably going to be the best in the Stroke of Midnight, because at max level, the last reverse red slot, it's the 2.90, which is almost equivalent to Xaldin B's ability with the Divine Rose last reverse green slot, which is a 3.00. Other than that, you could use him in the Treasure Trove to a decent effect for a 2.60 slot, but he's probably going to shine the greatest in the Stroke of Midnight. So his base power would have been 7,330, but we got it boosted, so it's 8. So the boosted might make it better than Xaldin B now, just because of that. Too bad I didn't get extra. I'm probably going to put AB3 MAX SP2 on it. That was in last Coliseum, because 5 gauges is way too much for me to use. I don't know when I'm going to do it, because I don't know when I'm going to use it, but I'm really happy with the gilt, really happy with the medal. Let's take one last look at that picture.
Cast away your useless fear.
Alright guys, that's it. We finally gilted Lexaeus B. Hopefully you can do it too. Hope you enjoyed this. Rate, subscribe, comment below, be nice, and see you next time.